What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about what's going on with Tesla, SPY, QQQ, and the Nasdaq. Break down some very important warnings I have for you guys given this current price action. I'm going to talk about the debt ceiling as we have another big update to discuss. Before I break anything down about all of this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I am not a financial planner. Take none of this as financial advice. And also, don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Put in $100 and you're guaranteed up to 10 free stocks. Anyways, let's talk about the charts now. What on earth is going on? Well, in the morning, I released a video and I told you guys that on the 30-minute time frame, the market was looking kind of choppy, a little bit sideways. And then we got this pump in the morning, then we got this dump right after. So SPY went from 426 all the way down to the 424s. But then I also warned you guys that on the 1 hour time frame, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, and etc., many of the bigger time frames, we still looked very bullish, and I was leaning more towards a bullish move later on. Now we got this confirmation of the breakout after we ended up holding 425 very nicely, and we broke out of 426. And the next important level would be 427.5. The market pushed up, but we got stopped by the 427.5 zone for about 2 hours. We just traded sideways and choppy around here uh, until all of a sudden we got another pump and we reached another level of resistance very close to 428.5. That's not as significant as the 430. I was talking about 430 in the earlier videos. That is much more significant than 428.5 and like the 429 area. But the problem is SPY is lacking volume. There was some short covering that played a big role in this pump, but it's not getting the same volume as before. It's slowing down a little bit. And now we have to watch these important levels. But even though SPY has been pumping this way, I want to warn you guys about the debt ceiling, something very big about it. All right, so with the debt ceiling, you have to remember that the debt ceiling is not officially done just yet at the time I'm recording this. Yes, there was an agreement between Biden and McCarthy, but the agreement passed to the House and then passed to the Senate yesterday, and the Senate passed it, right? And now, for it to be completely done, we need Biden to sign the bill. And what I'm trying to tell you is the bill was not officially signed yet. So there's still a tiny bit of work left for Biden to just sign it. And as we approach Biden signing, the market has just been pumping and pumping and pumping. And that reminds me of a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So far, it's resembling one, but there's no guarantee it's going to play out that way. But there are some signals suggesting that that could be what's about to happen. Now, the deadline for the debt ceiling is June 5th. Biden is likely going to meet that deadline. He could even sign it as soon as today. I'm really hoping he does. But the thing is, how will the market respond to this? Because the market's been pricing this in. It's been just pumping so hard. It's so excited. But the question is, what's going to happen after? Excuse me, and how is this going to continue? Now for SPY, if we do pump more, there's the 428.5 resistance, then the 429 and 430 obviously, but support is at 427.5. If it breaks below that, the 5 EMA happens to be on the hourly at about 427 flat. Then after that, we have 426.36, 426, and 425. So quite a bit of support that's going to hold this thing up. I don't see it really crashing into close. I think it's going to hold it very close to these levels, at least for the time being. Not too far from this. I mean, market makers already caused a lot of shorts to get squeezed. But the question is, what's going to happen by next week? And that's where I have this warning for everyone. I'm not giving financial advice, but I sold my long positions, right? I secured profits on them on Tesla, on SPY. I primarily traded those two. And for now, I'm just sitting on cash on the sidelines, just waiting because there's no telling how the market's going to respond. Now, I'm going to be open minded, but I do want to let you guys know that we're starting to develop some bearish signals on the tech sector. Not really on Tesla just yet. There's no confirmation of it. But if you look at Tesla, I told you guys that it's likely going to be holding this 210 area. And if Tesla kept holding it, we'd likely see this thing pump to about 212.5 and potentially 214. Tesla blasted through 212.5 and hit this 214 resistance. Right here, Tesla hit it, right? Then Tesla traded sideways here for just a little while before it pumped even higher. And then the next resistance zone I talked about was between the very high 216s to about 217.83 because Tesla saw lots of chop and lots of rejections here historically. And this is where Tesla got this rejection, 217.24, very close to this zone. And now Tesla's coming down. It's currently fighting around this 214 support. If that breaks, don't forget about the 212s. But like I said before, it's holding up nicely. I'm not really counting on too much, anything too horrible to happen. I still like what it's looking like. It is slowing down a little bit on momentum, but it's once again not looking too horrible. The real question from this point is going to be what's going to happen for the more medium term, and I think that's going to be even more important. Now, on the 5 minute time frame for Tesla, we had, I believe, let me just double check this, a bearish divergence that developed after this pump, and this marked the top very, very well. But it is forming now this like bullish divergence. They're very close to doing that, so it's going to try to hold these levels. I don't see Tesla crashing very hard, at least as of right now. Uh, as long as it holds these levels, which I think it probably is going to try to do so. But here's the thing about it. Yes, Tesla's holding these higher levels for now, but the question is, will Tesla hold these levels next week, maybe to start off the week, approaching the debt ceiling? There's a chance it may, but there's also a chance it may not because of the sell signals potentially developing on the QQQ and the Nasdaq. And I am going to be very cautious with the QQQ, especially because when you look at the 1 hour time frame, okay, I told you guys that we had this like 352 to 353 zone right over here, which is where we saw a lot of chop. I'm sorry, it was 353 to 354. Sorry about that, guys. So we saw a lot of chop between this zone, a breakout of this, and we probably see 355.5. That is very close to where the top was for the QQQ. And the question is, what is the QQQ going to do? It's losing some momentum on the hourly time frame. What else is not very good is look at this divergence. There's a double bearish divergence developing right here on the RSI and also the signal line with the MACD. The PPO crossover came, but this was at a much higher level relative to where on earth these technicals are looking right now. So it's losing strength, and the signal line is just not looking too good for it, despite the higher price that was made. What this tells me is there's likely going to be some downside coming, but it's not confirmed just yet. And to confirm it, we have to see this thing break below 353. If that happens, it's going to likely come all the way back down to 350 by next week. Not saying this week, because we could still hold these levels and like pump a little bit. I mean, SPY is trying to make its way back up to 428 at the time I'm recording this. Still trying to make its way up, right? Market is still holding up. There's no confirmation the market is tanking yet right now, but it could start next week because of what's known as the buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event and the debt ceiling. Same thing will affect Tesla if that ends up being the case. There could be a slowdown coming, just a temporary pullback. Not saying it has to be a crash, especially if the QQQ comes back down to like 350. That's going to slow Tesla down a bit. I am seeing some signals suggesting that, but we need to wait for confirmation by next week. I want to inform you guys intraday right now so that you are well aware of this. While I'm not giving you financial advice, by the way, but you need to be aware of this so that this could help you out and assist you in your daily activities and your ventures. All right. And then what else is interesting is the same thing's developing on the Nasdaq. If you look at like the 4 hour time frame or something else like that, zooming out of it, just look at this giant divergence that's forming right here. It might be a little hard to see for some people, but I could look at the chart like this and look at what the chart looks like. Okay. It's pumping to this new high. It's been going up and up and up. RSI is on this downtrend, making these lower highs. Same thing with the signal line and the MACD. Same thing is going on with the PPO crossover. Uh, Here's the thing about this. There's no guarantee that this will play out just yet, but it is a big red flag. Let me just show you guys that the MACD on the 4 hour is still bullish. Nasdaq is still strong. There's no confirmation of us getting a rug pull, okay? We have to wait for confirmation to know this for sure. But there's a risk of it happening because of this signal developing, right? Maybe we pump a little bit more and then we end up getting it, or it could happen as soon as Monday. And I just want to let you know that's the importance of managing risks and profit taking, because we don't know if we're about to get like a rug pull after the event comes out, after Biden finally signs this bill. Okay? There's a risk behind it. There's a big risk. I like to manage risks. That's why I just secured profits. It gives me lots of peace of mind for the weekend. And I'm always willing to come back on Monday if the market keeps pumping more. But if these divergences play out, and the odds do favor that happening, because once again, Biden is about to sign the bill. And then you also have to consider that SPY is very overbought. On just the 4 hour time frame, the RSI is at 75, and the 1 hour it's at like 82 or 83, I think, 83.47 right now. So, like I said, guys, I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. Do not live in regret. Do not be like too ashamed if you took profits at like, for example, 427.5. I took some profits there too. We broke higher, but profit is profit for me, and I'm not really ashamed of that because your discipline, is a big part of your success in trading, and you cannot chase different moves. You need to hunt for price action, and you have to remain disciplined. Do not chase after different pieces of price action that could cause you to become more emotional, and it could even make you more sloppy in your trading. So hunt, don't chase for opportunities, and do what you have to do. I'm just warning you guys that look, right now technicals look pretty good. Market could keep holding and even pumping more, but in the back end, the technicals are starting to turn in the direction of forming these bearish signals, and that could be a very big red flag for next week. That's why I want to warn you right now before the market closes for the weekend, and just be aware of this. It's a risk, not a guarantee, just a risk I'm seeing in the price action. And it just happens to align with Biden potentially signing the debt ceiling bill. All right. So I just wanted to let you know. Thank you for listening. I will be back for another video later on. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your trading. Remain calm, cool, and collected. And I'll see you guys in the next one in a couple of hours. Thank you and peace out.